And welcome back to art. I hope you are ready to do our next lesson. Uh, I know I already gave you the Valentine lesson, and I did put the activity in the Bitmoji classroom for Valentine's Day as well, if you want to learn how to make some extra cards to give people, some extra Valentines. But we do have one more lesson we're going to do for our geometric and abstract art unit before we move on. So even though I did that one a little early, depending on when you have art this month, it it'll all work out. The heart art lesson from last week. Some of you got it a little bit early, but some of you will get it actually at the end of February. So it'll all come out in the end. But anyway, let's start with our last lesson. I thought that we were going to be done last week with this unit, but then I remembered we're going to go up to the week before Valentine's Day to learn about abstract and geometric art. So I found one more thing we could do to prepare ourselves for our next unit, which is going to be on how to draw people. And I think that's going to be a fun unit because you're going to learn how to do things you've never thought you could do. So I'm changing my screen over, and you should see the dynamic duo. I thought you'd like to see some snow pictures of them because this was their first time ever seeing snow. And Maggie in particular was very excited to see snow falling from the sky. So as soon as this loads, we'll get started. They were just yawning in this picture, but I like to say they were saying, we're getting how much snow? But I thought it was funny they both had their mouths open at the same time. And then they liked looking out the window to see the little birds coming in or coming out of the bushes because they showed up very nicely, those birds on the nice white snow. And then here's Maggie. Maggie went bananas over the snowflakes. She spent all evening when it was snowing trying to catch them through the window and would not let it go. I called her Maggie the meteorologist. So hopefully she'll get to play Storm Chaser a few more times this winter because she just really liked that falling snow. That was too much fun for her. Okay, so let's review the things we've learned about this in this unit. We've learned about abstract art, which we've learned doesn't have to look like real life. It's focused on color, line, and shape, making designs, expressing yourself and your feelings through color. We've learned about op art, which is tricking the eye to see things that aren't there, making things look three-dimensional when they're really flat. We've learned about geometric art when we use simple geometric shapes and lines to create art. And today we're going to finish up our unit with a short lesson on the work of Keith Haring. Now, Keith Haring was a pop and graffiti artist from Pennsylvania. And if you're a pop artist, you draw things that are popular, things that are popular during the time that you're alive. And graffiti is when you draw on walls. So he drew on a lot of walls. I'm going to show you that in just a second. He loved to draw as a kid. And he was inspired, which means he looked up to Walt Disney and Dr. Seuss. So that cartoony vibe, you're going to see that in a lot of his work. And he is best known for his dancing people. So he drew people in all these different poses and for his colorful geometric designs. So let's look at some of his work. Now, I think I've shown you this mural before earlier this year when I was asking you, is this art? Or examples of art. But as you can see here, he shows his people or shows his characters moving, and he does that by positioning their arms and legs in different poses. So this is a way to practice drawing people without having to worry about making sure they've got fingers and toes and their faces looking just right and anything extra details to make sure they look like people. So we can just use his style of art to learn how to draw people in different poses. And as you can see there, he didn't use colors that were going to blend in. A lot of his colors were bright and eye-catching. But also to show movement, which is a principle of design, you're going to see these little lines that are around the people to indicate that they were moving around. Here are some other designs. Sometimes he would do these two people designs and he would put an object between them like a heart or the earth to show that we need to work together to be kind to each other and to take care of our planet. And then one more. I liked this one because it had the American flag in the background, but as you can see, the dancing people, they have a shape that represents their head, and then their arms and legs can go in any direction you choose. This is also called gesture drawing, where you draw people in different poses or to show movement in different ways. So this is Keith Haring, and then what we are going to do today, we are going to practice drawing people in different poses in the style of Keith Haring. So this is going to be a lot of practice for the people unit that we're going to be doing in just a week or so, depending on when you have art. If you are a Click student or if you are hybrid right now, we'll get it all figured out. So get your something to write with, something to color with, and something to write on and on your table or on your desk, and we will begin. Okay, everyone, you should see my paper, and I have my paper turned landscape for this activity because it'll give us more room to go across the page here. So we are going to practice drawing people, and we're going to use the style of Keith Haring in order to do this, okay? And like I said, those of you I know are thinking right now, I can't draw people. Why am I doing this? Well, I believe you're about to be surprised. Okay, but you are going to have to be patient with yourself. And if your people don't look exactly like my people, don't worry. Consider this practice. Okay, the only way you can ever learn how to do something is if you want to do it bad enough to practice it. Okay, so to start out, to draw people, these dancing people in these poses like Keith Haring, we're going to start with the head. So to draw the head, we're going to make like a almost closed circle shape, just like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you different ways you could pose your people. You don't have to do all of them. You can do as many as you like, but the idea here is I'm going to try to fill up the page. And if you have an idea for how you could draw a character in this style, you go right ahead. You do not have to wait for me to do something that you've already got an idea for. So after I do that curved shape for the head, I'm going to draw a line straight out like so. And I'm going to draw another line straight out like so. So it looks like I have a circle on a line. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to, so we're drawing arms here. All right. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to decide I want my arm to be about this thick. So I am going to draw a line out. It's about the width of my pinky, about as wide as my pinky there. I'm going to draw a line coming out like this. And then I'm going to put like a rounded cap on the end of these two lines. And that's going to represent my hand. So we're not drawing fingers or we're not drawing a hand like you would see on a person in real life. That's going to represent our hand. And actually, you might be doing this too, make this line a little bit shorter because we're going to have to draw what's called their middle, their torso. In just a minute. Now over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a line beneath it for my arm. And then I'm going to put a little cap on the end. A little curved cap to represent my hand. All right. So remember, this is geometric abstract art, so it does not represent real life. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come straight down, and this is called the torso, Torso, sorry. The torso or the middle of our person. You have one of these too, okay? You all have a middle. And then I'm going to draw their legs. So to draw the legs here, I'm going to draw a diagonal line going out. And I'm going to draw another diagonal line going down. for this leg. And I'm going to draw another diagonal line because I'm going to make the width about the same as the arms. And another one going down. And then for their feet, I'm going to draw a curved line and then a line that comes around and connects to the diagonal line I drew for the back of the leg. You can make the feet more boxy. You can make them more curved, like the hands. Totally your choice. And I'm going to draw the other leg, so I'm going to draw another diagonal line coming out. And then I might go up here and draw another diagonal line for my leg. And then do that same shape, curve down, and then go straight or curve around a little bit for the foot. Okay, now, if you ended up for this very first one with legs that were different sizes or an arm that was a different size, be nice to yourself. It's the first person you drew like this. Might be the first person you drew that wasn't a stick person ever. So give yourself some grace. Now, while we're at it, we're going to draw these curved lines around the feet and the hands or the arms there. And I'm going to put some little dashes around the head because that's what Keith Haring did to show that his people were moving. Okay, so there's our first dancing person. All right, now let's draw another dancing person or moving person, however you'd like to address them or call them. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to draw the next one. And I think I'm going to make this one like he's, maybe this one's going to like be raising one of his arms. So I'm going to start with the head. And like this head did not, there we go. Don't worry about if it's not perfect, okay? Perfect is not necessary. And then for this one, I am going to draw, I'm going to start with this arm. I'm going to draw like a little shoulder, like that, coming out from his head. So let's just draw a little line, little tiny line like that. And then I'm going to curve down like this. That's going to be the start of his arm there. Now, I want him to have like one arm raised, or her. We don't know if they're he's or she's here. It's just like drawing stick people, only our stick people have more to them. I'm going to draw a little line going out again, just like I did here. Right. And then I'm going to draw a line going up, like so. And then I'm going to come down here. And I am going to draw a line going up again. Then I'm actually going to make this a little bit shorter. You can do that too, adjust as needed. And I'm going to put a curve at the end of it, like he's raising his arm, like, yeah. Or maybe he's dancing. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Then for here, draw that other line coming down to make the arm. And then just put a little cap on it, a little curved end on it to represent the hand. I'm going to come straight down. You can use the line you used for the arm here to make the other part of the torso or the middle or the belly part. I don't know, call it whatever you want. The center of our person. And then I'm going to draw a line going straight down and then a curved line going out. That's going to be the foot. I'm going to draw another line going down and I'll connect it. And then he's going to have one, since this arm's going up, he's going to have another leg. He's going to have his leg going, kicking out like this. I'm going to draw the foot, curved line, and then kind of connect it with a straighter line across. And then you can put these little lines to show that your person's dancing. All right, so let's keep going. Like I said, we're going to try to fill the page up as much as we can. So I'm going to come over here. And I have an idea. Oh, actually, I have an idea for down here to take up room, but I'll wait on that one. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to draw a person, maybe, let's see here. They could be kind of maybe hunched over a little bit. I don't know. Let's try it. So I'm going to draw a circle shape for the head. And then out from the head, I'm going to draw my lines kind of on a diagonal, like this line, if we were to connect, would be on a diagonal. And then I'm going to actually make it a tiny bit shorter. So they're about the same. And I'm going to turn my paper a little bit here as I do this. Draw a line going down. And I might draw another line going down like that. So this was going to be like, kind of like they have their arms up a little bit or hunched over. Go in a little bit. I'm going to draw my line down there for the arm. And then, oops. Actually, I kind of like that. They don't have to be perfectly straight. And I've seen people draw their Keith Haring inspired people that are almost, instead of having the really sharp edges here, they have like a really curved, soft line to like all their arms. And it's like they have like ribbon arms, or they're like, it's like they have no joints. So you can do that too. So I'm going to draw a line down here for the arm. Then I'll put the curved part. Actually, this looks like a foot. I got to fix that for myself. I know I usually say, oh, I meant to do that, but yeah, that kind of looks like a foot to me. And this person is not going to turn out exactly how I envisioned it to begin with, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. I'm going to draw a line for the leg and go down, curve it out for the foot. Oops, see? Sometimes we start thinking ahead of our doing. Right? This person's gonna be a little bit smaller. You can draw yours in any size you want. This was kind of like doing a dance off to the side here. All right. And then you could have one, I'm going to draw one up here that is maybe a little bit bigger. And I'll show you how you can color these. I might put two more on here and then I'll show you how you can color them. And oh, don't get ahead of yourself with this monocle. Show them how to draw this next person. Okay, so I'm going to draw a curved line from my head. And I will draw out from that, kind of like the first one I did here. I'm going to draw some shorter lines out to the side. And then I'm going to draw some lines going up like this. Maybe I'm going to curve them out here in just a second. Get their arms drawn in. Like so. And then I'm going to put the cap on the end for the hands. And then this one, they don't have to, you just want to draw a person, you don't want to show them that they're walking around or moving around too much. You can just go straight down and then curve out for the foot, go straight across, and then connect it to the diagonal line. So if you want a simple person to draw that doesn't have to be moving around too much, you could do it just like this. Then you could just put your lines around them to show they're moving. All right, so let's see here. You could also do, so we do a person that is like doing a split. If you want to fill in the space down here, and then I'll put one more up here and we'll start coloring. So I'm going to draw a head. Just connect it a little bit more. They can have one arm raised and the other arm straight. I might do that here. And then this person is going to be doing a split, I think. Yep, I'm going to do a split for this person. I can't do a split. Never have, never will. Not happening. So what I'm doing here is I drew two lines going out from my center, and then I'm drawing the feet. And then I'm just going to come straight across. So you can draw a person that's doing a split. Like maybe they were watching the Super Bowl and their team scored and they got excited, so they did yay team and they did a split. Not me. I can't do a split. All right. And then up here, if I wanted to put one more pose, One more pose. What could I do there? How about, all right, let me turn my paper a little bit again, just so I can fill in this space. I'm going to draw a head. And your people don't have, mine are all going in the same direction. You could turn your paper and have characters going upside down and to the side. That would be cool. So I'm going to draw the head there. And then this person's going to be kind of like, what was that popular a couple years ago? Dabbing. I think that's what it was called. Maybe this will look like dabbing. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm going to draw a line out to the side. And then I might draw the curved part here for the hand. Draw this hand's curving in. This is not going to look like dabbing, but oh well. And I'm going to go straight across with that arm. Then this one I'm going to loop around. And then maybe loop. Remember I told you they kind of had ribbon arms, some of the ones that I have seen. And curve it around like that. So he's kind of dabbing, maybe. I was not really a dabber, so I don't know if I call it the right thing. Anyway, or maybe he's flossing. He's flossing, that's what it is. It looks like he's flossing. Not dental flossing, like he's doing that dance flossing. Yeah, I know. Mrs. Finagle, quit trying to be cool, right? Anyway, and draw a line for the foot, and for the leg rather, than for the foot. And then this one might be bent. Wait, yeah, we'll do a knee here. This one is flossing and he's kind of hanging out to the side. And I'm going to curve it around and do a foot. And then I'm going to put my lines around to show they're moving. So there are 6 different ways you could draw your Keith Haring inspired people. And you could do as many as you want. You could, if you wanted to add like the like a heart or a globe on your paper, if you want to, you could. Totally up to you. But now is my favorite part. We get to color. I could color all day long because coloring is fun. But when we do this, we want to make sure we use bright colors because Keith Haring had used very bright, vibrant colors for his work. Or what he did his work in black and white. He did a lot of black and white murals as well. So either one is A-OK with me. I am going to, so if you wanted to do this, like just outline everything in black and white and fill up your page, that would be cool. And that is actually a very popular style of his artwork, the black and white graphic. So I'm just going to color this one in yellow, and you pick whatever colors you want. I am going to pick, I think this is a bright enough pink for me, maybe. Well, we're trying to find out. And then after we color them in, we'll outline them. And also, any of your white space here, and I will show you how to do this in just a moment, you can fill it in with things that are popular, shapes that might be popular to you or popular to just anyone in general, like hearts or drawing the earth or drawing stars. If you had time, or if we had time, I totally like the one with the flag in it that I showed you. I thought that one was cool. But I think to show you that I'm going to fill in my background with some different shapes. And also, if you wanted to, like in the green screen behind me today, I did a mural of his on a building, and some of his people were not colored in all the way. He did different designs on them or inside of them. You could do that too if you wanted to. Another thing we talked about this year was positive space and negative space. So the background of this is the negative space, the stuff that we don't have colored in or have a design. on the flat background, and then our people, our dancing people here, they are the positive space. And like I said, if your people, you look at them and you're shaking your head like this does not look like anything, don't worry about it. Practice. But this is it. Drawing these little people are a great way to get used to drawing people in different poses. Because you don't have to follow the rules about proportion and all that. Not that if you didn't follow those rules, you couldn't draw people. I'm just saying. There are options. I'm thinking about how I want to space out my colors here. If you get a chance, I would definitely take a look at the Bitmoji Classroom and see if you like any of those Valentine designs. Just for fun. That one's not, you don't have to turn anything in there. I just did that just for fun to see if you would like something to do extra for Valentine's Day. You could always make cards for someone who's shut in and hasn't had a chance to be around anyone, or a neighbor. So that's the best art with a heart. All right, and so one more to color in here, and then I might put a couple hearts, or might draw a globe quickly to fill up my page. What color can I make you? How about this nice melon color? So Keith Haring probably would have picked bright colors that were in the color wheel. I just happened to grab these softer colors because I've been doing a lot of Valentine art, so that's okay. You pick things that you would like to make, things that make you feel good, colors that make you happy to look at. And then we'll do my favorite part to finish this off, which is the outlining. Oops, I just went out of the lines there. That's okay. I cover up I'm going to do the outline, I'll cover it up. So in the extra space here, you could add a heart, and you could do that same style around it. And you could do, I'm going to do a couple hearts here. All right, and then let's see here. To start coloring these in, or start outlining these, just take a black colored pencil, black crayon, whatever you've got, and then we just go over our marks. And when you do this, your work will really start to take on that style like Keith Haring's. You're gonna say, whoa, I did it. Whoa, I can draw people after all. Now, I've been using a Sharpie because I broke my black marker, but you don't need to use a Sharpie. You can just use a dark crayon, a marker, a washable marker would be best, a colored pencil, any of those is fine. But I like things to show up well for you on camera when we're doing this. Make sure my hand's not in the way. Whoa, take your time. There are no prizes for finishing first. Actually very relaxing to go around and outline everything. And if you, since we're just to this point where we're just outlining, you are welcome to just do this part on your own, but I am going to continue finishing this on here so that you can see what it looks like all finished. And these are fun little doodles, like all of the art you learned for the abstract and geometric unit. They're all fun things that you could do if you're, if you're bored and you need something to do quickly or quietly for a little bit. These are all great things you could do to pass the time. And doodling actually helps you learn. It helps you concentrate. Yes. Now, don't draw all over your classwork because I don't think your teacher would appreciate that. However, drawing builds up your brain. I'm going to come down here and outline this little heart. And whoops, I went over some marks there that didn't exist. Oh well, it's okay. Yeah, that one turned out pretty good, even though I didn't know at first that if I liked that or not. That turned out all right. And because you could go in and color the other things you add too, like, or you could just leave it all black and white if you prefer that look. All right, so there you have your Keith Haring inspired art. And you can go in and color in these if you would like. So we drew people today, and you now know how to draw a person in the style of Keith Haring. Even if you previously said, I can't draw. Yes, you can draw. You can draw people. And these people are in different poses. And they represent pop art in the style of Keith Haring. I think you probably did much better than you ever thought you could. So I hope you enjoyed the abstract and geometric art unit. We are going to move on to drawing people next. We'll start with the face, and then we'll start drawing people in different poses, kind of like this. And I think you'll surprise yourself. All right. So have a good day, make good choices, have a good attitude, make sure you take time to doodle in your spare time, and I will see you soon. Bye.